I actually don't know what I'm doing with computers most of the time. My
I don't
love of
either.
consoles is a thin disguise over the fact that I don't know what I'm doing any time.
I don't even know what a PlayStation 4 looks like.
It
So,
it looks like
is
it
it a
look
black box?
it it it's a shambling black box,
Okay.
but stylistically so.
So it's not a land barge like the PlayStation 3 original.
No, no, it's not. It's not this weird sort of oblong paunch.
Okay.
It's sleek. It's killer, and it'll. Yeah, one of the things that was kind of a feature of these old C64 games, when they would be pirated, they would have the copy protection or whatever cracked by crackers, and yeah, one of the things that they would do with the C64 games is they would have them cracked, and they would put these little splash screens up there. It's kind of a little mark of pride to have the animation going,
Uh-huh.
custom music and stuff like that. Slam space to start.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's
Oh god, but yeah, this is a PAL version. This is you can probably tell because the number is definitely not on US format. Yeah, when I had C64 games when I was a kid, we were living in Germany and basically relied upon the European cracking scene for everything that we got.
oh, just because it wasn't being released there or
Uh,
what?
it was just easier circulation. I mean, there was no like centralized means of distribution like the internet.
Hmm.
So, and computer games were more of a triviality than a major source of income. So
Right.
there wasn't really the sort of organized or using an European. Oh crap! This might be the bad crack. Let me.
What's bad about it?
There are some of these cracks for the Castlevania. Castlevania's actually been kind of tough to. This game is going to be one of the best, if not the best, game we have ever released. Call the neckboards disc shop second to none. Members of
Oh
neck.
my God. What's going on?
This is yeah. This is apparently a second layer of a cracking splash screen.
I like how they really went to the limit to make this as like difficult to read as possible.
Exactly. They gave you two different speed rates. I mean, that's how the human mind distinguishes different lines of text, right? I mean, you read one speed at one part of your brain and another speed at another. It's just that's how it goes. Yeah, this. Okay, this is the bad crack. I mean, the cracking was variously successful, and some of those bad cracks, because basically, I mean, they'll crash and won't load. So some of those bad cracks have been dumped as disk images. So uh,
Hit the long one.
hit the long one. Hmm?
Secretly want to go through this process every single time.
Oh, not so secretly. This is old school. This is the process of getting anything to fucking work on an old computer, even when it's as abstractly presented as this. Uh, okay.
It has to feel like work, or else,
No,
it,
no, you're absolutely right. If it doesn't feel like work, then okay, maybe this one's gonna do it. Okay, there we go. As you can see, there was some variety.
uh, yes, I am
Uh-huh.
seeing that now.
Yes, this is it. Okay, this is absolutely this game is impossible. First off, so I am going to absolutely turn on all these little switches. Always have the best whip. Collision sheet. No idea what that is, but it's probably going to break the fucking thing. Rotate weapon. Level skip. No, no, no. We have to see every horrible instance. The cracking intro is going to definitely be better than C64 Castlevania. So, I mean, there's some. It's really weird. First off, there's a much lower sort of pixel count in this, so this is like a late Commodore 64 era game. Uh, I mean, previously games would be ported up in quality to the C64, and the C64 kind of stayed the same, and this is where the NES is starting to take over. It's much stronger and is more versatile, so now things are being ported down in 1990, and that's kind of what we're looking at here. And I really don't know what this connotes, this image here, but it's kind of neat. I actually kind of like this. Um, but Hall
I
of
guess
Blame.
it's supposed to be the castle entrance.
I guess so. But it's really weird because it's not cinematically presented at all. I'm just letting it go through the attract mode right now. Um,
Oh, the Hall of Blame.
yeah, yeah. The Hall of Blame. That's in the reverse castle. Um, remember? Uh, but no, yeah. Excuse me. So yeah, so like the way the controls work on this, and just to kind of give an idea of what the tactile experiences are. With the NES, you have two action input buttons and the D-pad. D-pad controls motion, one button jumps, one button attacks. You have a sub-weapon. To use the sub-weapon, you press up on the D-pad, then hit your attack button, and that uses the sub-weapon. So the up button doesn't really have much of a function outside of navigating stairs and stuff. The Commodore 64 had a very old joystick convention. It had four directions and one input button, which causes some
Uh,
problems.
yeah,
So
that's
yeah, so I mean, it's like for instance, by like I'm playing it on a GameStop uh, generic 360 controller. Basically, every button does the same thing, and so it's really the epitome of false choice. But
all
yeah,
that
so
freedom.
it is freedom. I have the freedom to press any color I want. Oh, yellow feels so good. Um, but red burns appropriately. But no, so the way that you navigate the level left and right using left and right inputs, you go up and down stairs using up and down, but you use up also to jump.
Right.
So and you use the joystick button to attack, but you hold down the joystick button to use the sub weapon. And so
Okay.
there's necessarily a delay there, so the game knows that you're not. In other words, it's like it's waiting for the release, the timing of the release off the button to know what it's supposed to do. Um, and so this kind of gunks up one of the more elevated aspects of the sub-weapon uses, where you get the Roman numerals 2 and 3, which enable you to have multiple of the same sub-weapon on the screen. Well, the delay between being able to use your sub-weapons on this effectively makes them useless, because by the time that you are even able mechanically to get your second sub-weapon out with a Roman numeral 2, the first one is gone. So some really weird artifacts in terms of how this got ported down. But yeah, let's fire it up.
Do you have a crouch in this game?
You do have a crouch.
Okay, so that possibly conflicts with the sub-weapon usage also?
Uh, I've never tried using the sub weapon while crouching. That's actually. Oh yeah, now for load times. Always load times. Um.
It's
Oh,
gonna be worth it.
oh, this is gonna be worth it. And let's see, start. All right, that selects. Remember my input here. There we go. Oh, that apparently cost us. Oh, the music is gone now. Oh, the music just disappeared. Because I've got sound effects.
Is that a bad thing?
Uh, Part of the curiosity of this thing is just exactly like like how like Sonic. Do you remember when Viper told us about how the Sonic theme in PAL territories was super slow.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. The music is so slow in this one. It's got that kind of same effect. But,
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what version. Might have been the Amiga, where the music is like half the tempo. Every single track is like half the tempo. And final boss, I think, is a mole man.
Really? Functionally,
I think...
the same thing as like Dracula's jumpy demon form.
Yeah. I never played any of these versions. I never bothered to emulate them. And this is weird though, because it's like 4 or so years after the fact of the first game. And
is it? When was the first game released?
The first game came out in like 86 or 87.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'm pretty sure.
That is a slow porting time frame.
Yeah, I'm gonna just check and make sure.
There's some aspects of this where it's like, I mean, it is recognizably Castlevania, you know, C64, I mean, NES Castlevania, but like the pixel ratios are just a little bit wider than the original, so stages are like stretched.
Yeah, I can already see that, and yeah, it was 1986.
Oh wow, okay.
But I'm curious to see like what they changed about the enemy placement, or if it is changed at all.
There's some. The boss fights in particular are a little weird. Yeah,
so
right.
you have to be on the exact pixel whenever you're going up steps, right? Or else you jump.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
There's a little bit of fudge room there. But yeah, the pixel perfectness of it is, I don't really have that good of a sense of it, but it seems to work intuitively enough. Yeah.
Reminds me of
Rybot's asking if there's any music at all, and yeah, I can see chat. There should be music. I don't know why it turned off.
It was probably when you plugged it in or whatever happened. Were you plugging in the controller and like mapping the controls to it?
Yeah, I had to.
Probably some bizarre thing happened there.
Huh, interesting. That maybe I should have taken out the other port.
I don't know. Could try stuff. I mean.
Well, yeah, just to like, as you can see right here, just in terms of like enemy difference.
Oh yeah, it's not even like going fast towards you. It's just
kind of hanging out there.
Yeah. This is definitely not the most aggressive giant bat.
No, it is not.
Seen.
Okay, got some music coming now.
Okay. I'm not going to be hearing it, but you know, for the people who are.
Yeah, no, it's part of the experience. It's because of the slower tempo. It's actually kind of a chill version of everything in Castlevania. I kind of, if you can, I mean, I don't know if you can listen to it just for a minute. I'll be quiet while you do, but it's just, it's kind of special just how not what it should be it is. It's just in terms of speed, it doesn't really have that pep.
Yeah, I was listening to it for a second. Yeah, it doesn't have any percussion, and it's like a quarter of the tempo, like slower.
You're right, it doesn't have the percussion.
Yeah. I mean, the percussion is not that noticeable in the original soundtrack anyway, but it is there. And I guess I don't really know how sound works on the C64, like what the capabilities were exactly. Like, I don't know if this was using up a certain amount of like you know, data and they couldn't fit the percussion in, or if they just didn't do it.
I think that, to kind of tie it into what we were looking at before, like, yeah, Rai says that the music is off in the same way that the pixels are stretched out, which is absolutely true. That is, that's a pretty cogent comparison. But no,
Yeah.
To kind of compare it to what we were talking about before, with the crack splash screens. The reason they have all that music and all those lights and junk flashing around, it was a very showboaty thing to show that they may not have manufactured the software, but they're so good with the computer that they know how to, in some ways, surpass the software in terms of what capabilities they have. It's very much a bragging thing.
Who could make the biggest wobbly letters?
That's right. Who could have the most ticker tape things blinding you?
So I recommend the Commodore Amiga version and the MS-DOS versions.
What's the MS-DOS version like?
Nightmare. The music is incredible. You should watch a video of it if you haven't sometime. Everything sounds like an ambulance. Every time you hit an item, it makes an ambulance sound effect that completely overrides the music.
Oh wow! I wonder if the stopwatch works on the boss here.
I think it does. I think it's one of the few bosses where it does work. I don't remember what the stopwatch works on in the first game, because I think it works on the first boss and maybe the second boss, and then after a point I think it stops working.
Huh.
But I'm not sure.
I didn't know it worked on any of the bosses. Okay,
yeah.
That's interesting. Well, something else kind of about the music is there's no dedicated boss music. Right now it's just...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can use the stopwatch. And this might be the only place I can sort of feel this out, but in terms of, you're asking about like what the sort of like location is with like the pressing up and jump versus going up the stairs. Like, I can stand on this brick, like clearly there's no brick underneath the stair at this point because I hit the block, which I think on the NES Castlevania you can no longer go up these stairs then, but
yeah,
like I can still... You can?
You can't.
Okay, yeah, like, and so like right here, there's enough of an input room that it'll put me on there. But if I go off the stairs, it just drops me. What?
What's going on?
I'm stuck against the wall.
Oh no.
No, how could this... No! Oh god.
You won, though.
I won the game!
You won forever.
I finally achieved my goal of stenciling graffiti on the underside of the porch to Dracula's vestibule. God damn it.
We're seeing the birth of some new speedrunning tech, I think.
I think so. Alright.
Wedge himself in between two brick walls forever to save time.
Like, I don't even think there's a way that I... Maybe try pulling off the controllers. No, I'm still able to whip. There's no reason it should... This is Simon Belmont's resting state now.
Can you put the time on?
I can't change it now.
Oh no.
There's no time.
You have to live with the consequence of ultimate power. This is what happens.
Yeah, I should have turned off the face sticky. Oh, Lord. Castlevania.
Yeah, you can tell it's the Amiga Castlevania even without listening to it, because it has a lot more flair in the visuals. Like, this is pretty much sticking to what the first game looked like, but the Amiga one just like puts a whole bunch of weird stuff all over everything. Changes what the bosses look like too.
Yeah, I think Isabella posted was it either Isabella or you posted a screen cap of the Dracula from the Amiga Castlevania. Yes, it was a mole man.
Yeah, it is a mole man. there's no getting around it.
All right, one more time with feeling.
It seems like okay, like visually. It's just this sounds like the lack of one button kind of ruined everything else.
There are some other problems that emerge later on as well. All right, and this is where like the number 2 really doesn't matter because there's just such a delay between using the sub weapons that it just doesn't matter. I'm staying the hell away from Demon Wall. That was the real boss. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Oh, it doesn't freeze you when you get the ball.
Really?
Yeah. I was really hoping to get the, you know, where you touch the orb and everything freezes with your whip fully extended.
Yeah.
What everybody... If they don't do, they should. Mahafune says this is much better than you would expect from a C64. And okay, actually look at this. This is weirdly dissonant. Look at the pixel work on the font at the top with the lettering. Like that's a fairly, you know, that's not necessarily sort of like broad. It's just kind of weird that, I mean, maybe they're using the same pixel length there, but more economically. I don't know. Actually, you can kind of see the effect of that pixel broadening here, because on the NES, this opening segment is one full screen, one static screen, and it actually has to scroll to.
Oh yeah. Yep.
There's the crown.
Did you ever play the MSX Vampire Killer?
I did not. I'm actually not familiar with. That's something I've been meaning to do forever, but never have meant to do it when I had the opportunity to. Is to play any of the original Vampire Killer titles. The arcade.
It's kind of interesting because it turns it more into a sort of a key hunt sort of game.
Really?
Yeah. There are some pitfalls, I think, but some of the transitions bring you down to other floors, so it's kind of ambiguous sometimes about what goes where. Came right after. It's kind of like in a weird spot, I think, between the first game and the second game, where they were trying to figure out like what role exploration has in the series.
Huh. Yeah. Okay. So it sounds like they were. Oh, this is a nightmare.
What's happening?
Just having to platform in this game in any meaningful sense.
Oh yeah, I want to see the underground stage now.
Oh, you will. Oh, the clock tower. And
yeah.
And the approach to the clock tower. Let me tell you.
That's pretty bad in the first game too.
Yeah, the clock tower. Just in the design overall, kind of feels like they just kind of.
It's just random.
Yeah, it looks like in terms of like a design document, like they drew a smiley face on a piece of paper, crumpled it up, and threw it at the programmer, and said, "Here, make a level design out of this."
I'm pretty sure the Moai head is like right around where you are right now, but I don't remember how you get it actually. But I'm pretty sure it appears like below where that first spear knight is.
Okay.
I think you might have to drop down from that moving platform or something, like to the right of it.
How weird.
I don't know. All I remember is that I know I'm like 99% sure that there's a hidden treasure somewhere around there, but it's the requirement. I forgot. Maybe they got rid of it. I don't know. I actually don't remember that that treasure box thing that you got.
That was one of the first ones I discovered on my own, just completely by accident. And it's really weird because, I mean, some of them, like, you know, you whip around, and this is also really weird. Like, they gave me that pot roast, like, pretty nearby, and then they stick another pot roast right here. I always question why.
Wait, there's a pot roast there?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm trying to see where you're talking about. Okay, I think they switched that. That's another switch too, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's something different in the NES game there.
The
I think it might be.
Kind of look like terriers.
Do they have the ghosts? Okay, they do.
The hunting hounds of Dracula. Ghosts kind of move a little bit more differently too. Mahafune says that Google says you need to beat the game once before the Moa head shows up. Well, I will do that, but I don't think I'm going to make a victory lap.
Does this have the bats coming at you all the time if you do
No, it doesn't. I tried that before, and I was looking for that, but no. Oh God! Jesus! Man, that Medusa head is like they took the original graphic, smashed it on the ground, and kind of rubbed a boot heel over it.
Oh.
That's vicious.
It is a little bit scarier looking, though.
It definitely is.
The moving head is pretty close, actually.
The what is?
The mobile head.
Yeah.
But the statue is yeah.
Yeah. It's like when I don't know. It's like looking. It's almost like looking at the statue head in the surface of is it a concave mirror, the one that makes things look all blowing up in the center?
Yeah.
Convex. I can't keep the two apart.
Concave. Good way to think of them differently is concave is like cave, the word cave.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's scooped out.
Oh man, this music right here. If you can... This music has weird dirge quality to it. Joestar has it right. Rest in peace, wicked child. But yeah, it's like the slowing it down just kind of makes it this weird funeral dirge.
It sounded pretty weird in the start. It sounds a little bit more recognizable now.
Yeah, once it gets into the main sort of theme, it becomes a little more recognizable. But I mean, yeah, the build-up is so slow that... Oh wow, these skeletons are a little more... I don't know, there's something a little jauntier about their movement. Probably the constant bouncing. In the C64 Castlevania, all skeletons wear spring shoes. They do it for comedy. That's,
Yeah.
No!
Oh no, what happened?
Video games happened. I got knocked off a platform, is what happened.
Oh.
I realized that was not that specific of an answer.
I could guess. I made a guess. Best way to deal with the birds is to just step on a staircase so that even if they don't hit you, you don't get knocked down.
That seems really obvious now that I've heard it told to me and have not been relied upon to figure it out myself. Like so many things. So what I keep telling people, free thought is cumbersome and time-wasting. Just let someone else give you the answer, then we can all go home.
Oh, the enemies, like, respawn immediately even if you move a tiny bit on the screen. I noticed that with the skeleton.
Oh. I know the ravens in the original, like, they kind of fly back, stop, and then just kind of, then they change their movement and fly towards you. Actually one of the neater enemy movements from that game, I think. And this one, they just kind of keep moonwalking on, onto eternity.
I think the screen is just too big. They're gonna come back, but it's too big.
I think that, yeah, that's probably exactly right. Also, no more door animations.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Somehow the dilapidated Grecian architecture manages to not feel too off.
You can still tell it's human beings a little bit.
This was once a man.
Oh, that skeleton just jumped into the wall.
Did it?
Yeah. It jumped back and it jumped onto the wall. It's taunting you. It can do what you can't.
Well, I mean, like I said, spring shoes.
Did you ever get those shoes in Harmony of Dissonance? The ones that let you jump forever?
Harmony of Dissonance, that's the one that's like the big screen zoom out one.
No, that's Harmony of Despair.
So many harmonies.
Yeah. Very unfortunate title.
Yeah, I think are they all music based now? Or was
no. It was only a few that were music based. They stopped doing that after a while. I think with Portrait of Ruin, they stopped doing it. Harmony of Dissonance was the one right after Circle of the Moon, with the one where you dashed, and you had a big blue outline around your guy.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Was it Julian? I don't remember. No,
Juiced.
Julian was from. He was the Belmont that showed up in the other one. What the hell? Okay. I got hit by one of those fireballs. It detonated and dropped an axe right into my lap. Oh my god! Oh Jesus! Do you see this?
What's happening?
You look at the right of the screen when it updates.
Oh. Wow.
Oh god.
Is that a trap by the bosses?
Oh, I guess it just... I mean, it basically sums up the entire game right there, huh?
Why does that have it, but not every other...
I mean, why isn't that just constantly tiled over everything?
Yeah. I mean, how else are we gonna know? Let's be honest here.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Oh, this scrolls too.
But it scrolls, but it locks.
Oh. Wow.
Also, that mummy has a bigger tum-tum.
Yeah. That's a weird... I don't even know if that was on purpose, that they made it lock in place like that.
Well, I mean, at the very least, it locked in place and had the pot roast brick. Rybot says he walks away to get laundry from the dryer and comes back to hysteria. Yeah, yeah. No, when I laugh, I let my hair down. My throat hair. Just admitted a little too much.
Okay, so now we got us some real platforming.
Fortunately,
you cannot be killed unless there is a hole.
Which the entire stage happens to also be a hole, so there's this I can't see. Oh, good, they give me a stopwatch right at the start, and I have infinite hearts, so this is going to make this manageable. Oh, manageable, provided I don't make...
Well, the thing about the stopwatch is that you're not going to know when the mermen come up. Unless they've already come up. Oh, good. That was good.
You're going to see a great example of what you're talking about right there. Along with some of the best decision-making you're going to see this side of the president. No! Okay. See, the fortunate thing, I don't really have infinite lives turned off. It's a little known fact of mathematics that the number 5 is actually infinitely regenerating. So once you hit that number, I mean, it's like you are, oh for fuck's sake, home free. Really?
I want to hear the music, actually. I think I'm gonna turn the sound on soon. Is it the original stage theme, or is it something different?
Yeah, it's the original stage theme, just slowed down significantly. Thank you, broad-ass pixel. I should not have taken the holy water. When I was younger, you know, trying to kind of pace out the plausibility of the way that things were constructed, you know, the candles and stuff like that, and why they're there, and that sort of thing that you do when you're a kid, and then when you become an adult and you develop a sense of no curiosity. Yeah, these candles that are right above me right now, I used to think like the only way that they could be lit would be by the mermen. So like they're jumping out, like that's how the candles got lit. Like they would jump out and have like lighters, and just very quickly just light them, and then just got it. The downside being, of course, that they send up a little spume of water when they, you know, when they go back in the water. So, no.
Did you?
I did a great job. That's what happened.
Oh, no. I was listening to the music, and they were having some issues with figuring out some things.
Yeah, to say the least. I mean, it's just. I keep listening to this music, and the thing is, I don't know anything about. I don't know enough about C64 sound output to say with any kind of authority what is really going on here. But like, I think about Rob Hubbard and just how wonderful so much of his music was, and he was using the C64. Okay. Oh yeah. Making Mom proud right here. Now she can go to her grave.
Oh geez, that merman got stuck.
Yeah. That's how I like my enemies. Frozen in bricks.
Instantly fossilized.
That's right, exactly. Man, these flea men have a... It's... I guess the Fleamen have a much lower terminal velocity than the Belmonts. Because that's the thing about the Belmonts, is like once they are like... Unless they have like propelled themselves off the ground, as soon as they touch air, they hit terminal velocity immediately. But yeah, these Fleamen are quite slow, and... Aw. Poor dragon. Though I don't really have anything to lose, so... Wonder if I can, wonder if he still gives, like, all that money when I kill him.
It doesn't even shoot fireballs.
It is. They're just... They
are
the same color... They're the same color palette as the background, so... But they do home in on your position, so... I mean, the thing is, like, this is like... Oh, it doesn't give you, like, a ton of stuff.
Huh.
Joestar says that... Yeah, Mega Man did have the same problem with gravity in the first game. That's why with jumping, you have to make your own truth. I learned that from anime. Ever since I've been watching JoJo's again, and been replaying Persona 4, and just remembering what anime is, and it's.
Well, which JoJo?
I watched the new animated series. I've watched the Phantom Blood. I watched Battle Tendency, and I'm right at the start of the Egypt arc. They just beat Ndul. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Oh, no, I was asking Frankenstein a question.
Okay.
Like we all are.
Oh, I see why. Yeah.
This was my most hated boss in this entire game.
Yeah, it's not that good of a boss, I don't think.
They gave actually isn't that particular Fleaman named Igor?
Yeah.
Just for theme's sake, yeah.
Igor and Frankie.
Igor and Frankie, yep. Iggy and Frankie. Sounds like the duo in a romantic comedy that also turns into a countryside car chase. Cross-country car chase. That ends with everyone underwater, drinking martinis. It ends with a joke about the martini not being dry, because they're underwater, and that sort of thing. IMDb, correct quotation. That sort of thing. The cursory hand waving. Whatever the fuck this plot's about. Oh, they actually managed the tempo with this one. This actually doesn't sound that bad.
Oh, man.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can.
Like, it's better than the others.
I guess? Maybe?
Well, you also know about music, so I'm sure you might have a different opinion on that.
Well, Wicked Child was in the same key. I don't know if I can say the same for this one.
I do kind of wonder, just, this is something I wonder about every old computer processed soundtrack. Just if it would be interesting in any sense to kind of take it and make a modern music out of it. But I mean, this seems like something you would really have to elaborate upon. Again, like just to highlight that Rob Hubbard, excuse me. Oh wow, these Axe Knights suck.
Well, I'm excited to see the Axe Knights.
Like they're like little.
Oh my god!
Yeah, they're like little car knobs with like cardboard Halloween costumes on. Remember Karnov?
I do. I'll never forget.
I wonder if that's such a weird phenomenon. That weird Russian circus performer had enough of a reputation to make it into 2 games, one of which was he was the titular character. Who will be the Karnov for this new generation? Axonauts brought to you by Tangrams. I don't know what Tangrams is. Oh wow, okay. With the this is interesting. With the blood skeletons in the NES version, once you hit them and they start disintegrating, you can walk past while they're in that disintegration animation. But if you try to walk past them while they're decaying in this, they also stay down for a much shorter period of time. You take damage. Those things in the background in this alchemical lab. What is your sense as to what those are?
I want to say they're Cyclops bird skulls.
I
have no idea.
That's better than my explanation. I always looked at those. Did you ever play the game Heads Up 7-Up when you were a kid in classroom and your teachers needed to keep you busy?
Probably. I don't remember what it is, though.
It had, despite the name, it had absolutely nothing to do with the fizzy drink 7-Up. Oh, look at chained up on the wall. It is weird. Actually, the sprites on this actually make his skeleton look somehow more decomposed. But no, Heads Up 7-Up was like, everybody would put their heads down on their desk and close their eyes, and I don't remember if like the teacher would go around and tap you on the shoulder, but at some point she would say "Heads Up 7-Up," and then everybody like pulled their heads up off the desk. I don't really remember what consequence or rule this entailed. So, but it was a game. I can vouch for that.
Okay.
Anyway, those things.
Did they have to guess like who like was tapped or something or what?
Oh, maybe that's it.
Which is like just I did thing. Guess what thing I did?
Yeah. No, that's interesting. I like your theory about my memory. And I respect it better than my own capability to recall my life. But yeah,
out of these 25 people, who did I touch with nothing to help you make that guess?
Who did I touch? That's the question. It's really it's less a game and more a process of self-discovery. Oh, this is interesting. I can see if I can do this with the accent again. But anyway, those things always look to me like kids with their heads down on a desk during a game of Heads Up 7-Up, petrified because Medusa tapped them on the shoulder, I guess.
Oh, you're talking about that detail. Okay. I was looking at the weird things that are wedged in between, like, the white bars.
Oh! Okay,
I couldn't figure out what those were. Yeah.
Well, at least
but I know what you're talking about.
At least my description was apparently appropriate enough that it led to recognition. Is this supposed to be the Haunted Portrait Gallery?
Yeah. There aren't actually any paintings of the original game. They're just the frames in that, too.
Oh god, oh god, a wall of axes. Okay. Fast. Yeah, I think I was able to... In the original, you know, the enemies disappear when the boss shows up, but I think in this one I was able to get them to scoot back and to continue existing even when death shows up. Which would obviously be an absolutely terrible idea if I could take damage in any meaningful sense. Oh, wow, even this boss stage has that weird locking in thing.
Oh.
Oh, okay, maybe I have to kill them to get it to progress?
Are there 2 of them?
Yeah, I think I brought 2 of them over. What?
They can go through that thing, but you can't. Also, they're really strong for some reason. Like,
there we go.
That strong before.
Death just kind of saunters in late. That's so death. never takes people on time. Oh wow, this would be really awful if I really could take damage. These I know in the NES version, I mean, one of the ways that the scythes are navigable is because, like, they'll move in one direction, they'll stop, and then get all flashy, and then they'll change directions, and kind of like your way of navigating that is to sort of like avoid them as they go in one linear direction, and then try to recalibrate so when they move again. But these actually just keep moving constantly.
Those were staying behind even after he died, too. So you get hit by those even if you won.
Yeah.
Just a little extra challenge.
Yeah, oh god, no. Oh god, no, is it about to happen? I think it's about to happen.
What?
The approach to Dracula's castle with the boss bats. Is that...
Oh yeah, if they do have those in this version.
Oh, the tempo is close on this music too. This is actually one of my favorite tracks from the game. Mainly because I use this song to come up with it was kind of like my go-to tune for coming up with really stupid songs about my pets for my pets. Oh god. Oh, this is so awful.
Just walk right past him.
Let's see if that works.
I guess it won't work here because in the original game they stay still for a second, so you have that time to just keep walking and jumping. But these immediately come after you.
Although they are kind of weird, sketchy on the directions. Oh yes, stopwatch. No, 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 no! Oh god, why so bouncy? I guess Simon Belmont has some spring shoes of his own there. I guess it's one of the benefits of having a dedicated jump button is you don't wind up continuing to bounce indefinitely into the horizon. Oh, there.
I thought you had a double jump for a second.
No. No, no, no.
You do in Harmony of Despair, though. Got a little... Oh, you just fell. Okay.
Nope. Oh, man. I wonder if that was my one lucky break when that bat happened to faint down instead of up.
It does seem arbitrary. I don't... Even in the original game, they do have that delay, but then it's kind of like you really have no idea what way they're going to be going. And sometimes they'll just rush at you.
Yeah.
But at least these don't do that. What's the first sub-weapon you can get here? Is it an axe?
Yeah, the first sub-weapon is an axe, and the second is a stopwatch, and that's definitely what I'm going for. That's going to be the winning combination.
I think you might just have to back off after you get close enough to one to activate it.
Maybe so.
When you're on one of the platforms, and then just go forward after that.
Let's see if that works. I don't think it's sophisticated enough to remember old former bat.
Yeah, it probably won't be there.
Oh hey, that was a good idea. Instead of just charging directly into the enemy every time.
What if I do the same exact thing this time?
What if I wait on the enemy's patterns to change slightly instead of taking initiative?
That's weird that they give you 2 sub-weapons right away.
Oh wow.
Was that...
I'll jump again. Sorry, what?
Nothing. I like the, I always like that little bird head that you go through to get into the castle.
Huh. I remember this when I played this last time. This jump is... There are all sorts of things wrong with the platforming here. This jump right here, from one staircase to the next.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the block directly above that sort of catches your sprite and and holds it there, so you can't quite make it across. I was able to make it across once before. I did beat the game, but oh wow, how did I even do that?
Oh, I guess you gotta jump.
Maybe jump a little bit later.
Well, I don't know how far out on the ledge you
All right, there we go.
This is weird. Like they have all of these, like the sort of the enemy behaviors are like pretty similar, but they've stretched the level design out so that first skeleton just jumps into the pit. I guess.
No, get on the stairs. They can't kill me there.
That's true. That's the one thing that saves you here.
Belmont's taught his children, in case anybody comes into the house, always run for the stairs. They can't kill you there. Oh wow, music here is unrecognizable.
They're doing some weird it's like the game over theme, but they just stretched it out for the whole stage.
I love that Dracula, he doesn't, I think in the first one his head sort of like appears on the floor and then he shows up, but this one he's just kind of hanging out below the floor and summons on up. His reappear rate is really fast.
Yeah, this is pretty quick. Can you even whip the fireballs? It seems like you're not like hitting them whenever they come out.
Let's see if I can. Maybe.
I mean, you better be able to, or else. You know. Okay, yeah, you can. You got rid of the lower one.
I guess the best way to do it is to, because his aim kind of calibrates depending upon where you were standing. Also, like if you're jumping, he'll shoot the 3 projectiles up. This one, like if you stand far enough away, then you can duck. So, I mean,
but you gotta whip them.
Yeah.
It looked like you were getting rid of them when you were using a sub weapon, but I didn't see you getting rid of them when you were whipping. So I don't know what's up.
Oh wow, this is not quite a mole man, but
I'm excited.
Huh,
oh.
Didn't he turn around when he got to one end in the NES version?
Yes. Is he just bouncing back and forth but not turning around?
Yeah, it's like they made a sprite facing one direction and that's about it.
I mean, to be fair, he is already so blob-like that I don't know if you would notice if you were turning around, so. I think he got sucked into the same industrial machine as the Medusa head.
Kind of get the feeling that around this point, they're making the game, someone in the office, they're about to make the sprite just kind of flip it around, then somebody made a Margaritaville joke, and somebody observed that it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and then they all just like went out into the parking lot and never got back to this.
You could use the holy water in the original game to sort of stall him because it would hit his lower body but not deal damage. But whenever you hit enemies in the game, they all stop for a second.
Right, because it continues to register like rapid fire minor damage. It doesn't seem to be the case in this. I'm throwing the holy water at his feet, and it's just as he just keeps on keeping on. So
Yeah.
it seems like that is completely useless in this fight. His weird Cthulhu grin. There we go. And Simon Belmont dies from a concussion to the head from an orb falling. I find myself, I mean, just knowing how the visuals of the levels are laid out in the original game, I mean, there's part of me that's obviously bothered by how shifted everything is, but to try to kind of take a fresher mindset to it, I find myself, I do kind of like the asymmetry of how that's sort of shifted.
With the, you mean the boss rooms, or?
Yeah, the boss rooms. Like, the casket, instead of, like, being in the center where it was, and the first game is kind of just shifted over, and there's no complementary pillar on the other side.
Directed by Transvicious? What?
Transficient. Was Barker Sherry?
Oh, they kept the credits intact.
Yeah, they kept the goofy names. Armor was Cafe Bar Head. That's right, Zombie was John Candy's. Played the greatest role, Caesura, in this story. Thank you, Caesura, for playing.